just want to make it. I don't want to. It's a different thing that you're working at. It's a different thing. God factor is placed on your hard work. That is what makes things easy for you. I had an injury that kept me out. That was the bad part of my journey. I always want, if it is 3 possible outcomes, my own possible outcome is winning. What you don't see, you can't attain. But all this corruption, selfishness, all those things, come on, you are killing the football. So what is the hope of the domestic player if you cannot represent your nation? Okay.
You were a part of the last team of the Super Eagles to win the AFCON in 2013. Yeah. What do you think we need to do to win this AFCON?
I think.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to us from. My name is Ayoti, and this is the home of Nigerian football podcast on EaglesTracker. And I have with me another guest, a special guest. This time I have a football player who represented Nigeria at the senior national team level, an AFCON 2013 winner, of course, played at the World Cup as well. And now he's here to talk about his football journey and everything in between. My guest for today is Juwon Oshaniwa, MON. Juwon, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, our pleasure is mine. Good evening.
Yes. Thank you for joining me. We're about to have a very interesting conversation. But before we get into all the talk about football and about your career, I just want to ask you, how are you? How is life treating you? How is the family and all the things that are more important than football?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. God has been faithful all through with me, with my family. Nothing after football. There is more to live for after football. Being with my family again, enjoying my family, having a nice time with my family. They're having all time of mind to themselves. It's good. It's good. Life has never been a bad one with me, so I'm grateful to God.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear that everything is going very well. I want to have this conversation with you and just connect with you a little bit more. So I'll start by asking you, who is Juwon Oshaniwa? How would you describe yourself?
Like you've introduced me, and I want to still tread on that part, say or introduce myself that I'm Juwon Oshaniwa, and a footballer by profession, ex-national team player, a winner of AFCON 2013, and a World Cup player as well, 2014, and trade my football journey as far as in Israel and even UK, Scotland to be precise. That is me. I started my journey of football from grassroots here in Nigeria, and I was born and bred up in northern side of Nigeria, Zaria local government, Kaduna state to be precise. And I actually originated from Yoruba speaking part of Kogi state. Oh, I am a Nigerian.
Amazing. No, amazing. And growing up, you said you were born and raised in Zaria. So what was life like? Are you from a big family? Did everybody play football? Can you just tell us a little bit about your childhood?
No. Honestly speaking, if I was born or giving birth with a silver spoon in my mouth, for sure I will not be playing in football because, then it's this kind of orientation we get from our parents, or the kind of upbringing that we've got that you must go to school and all that. And that has always been my home case as well with my parents. And the fact still remain, I came out from a poor background, and that little boy on the street of Freetown, Sabongeri Zaria in Kaduna State, knew inside me that there is a talent deposited in me called football, and person that it's born in Christian home where we're brought up in Christ-like life. And I've always believed, and the scripture said it, that the talents of a man will take away from him. Even while I'm in the school, primary school, secondary school, I actually represented my primary school, my secondary school. Even from there, I knew, something is deposited in me called football. And, unlike now that you've got football academies all over, you just gather yourself on the street, just play. Then later, just look for some team. I don't know. We just joined them like, okay, we're playing it. Never knew, okay, this thing is going to become my career or profession. So it's kind of difficult though, coming from grassroots, where encouragement for grassroots is very, very difficult. And you now coming out to that level of representing your nation, going as far as greener pasture abroad, it's something that it's actually difficult, but to God be the glory. I was able to achieve or attain that level. So the journey has never been a rosy one or walk apart.
You said you were playing football on the streets, and that's kind of just how you got into it. But when was the first time? Can you tell us who was the person, or when was that time that you realized that this thing can be more than just a hobby?
Yeah, this kind of competition that used to take place in Kaduna State, organized by the governor. They always call it a governor's cup, where have each local government in Kaduna State will register with their football team. So they will now come to street, pick players. Let's say, for instance, the local government where I was born and bred to, so they've got their own local government chairman. So they will set up, they've got budget for this tournament, and I was picked, and we went to play. We won. So one of our matches then in Kaduna Ahmadu Bello Stadium, our quarterfinal, I think, against Kaduna also, one of those local government. So there is this league team then that we had to play league match. That is Mighty Jets versus Rangers Bees. I think, is it Rangers Bees or Kaduna United? I just can't remember vividly. So one of the coaches of Mighty Jets watched that quarterfinal. So I play from my regular position, the left back. So after the game, the man, I actually did not know him. He walked towards me, and he asked me, my name is, you're very young, how old are you? I told him my age. He said, okay, this is why he's in Kaduna at the moment, that they came for a league match, and they will be playing tomorrow. But the thing is, he's with Mighty Jet, but he's got contact with or relationship rather, will I say, with the head coach of Plateau United then. His name is Shola Popo. So he said he likes young player with mind, with talent and all that. That he believes if he see this kind of performer that he watched me with, that for sure I will become league player. So really, and he said, okay, after the game, he's going to make contact with him, and said he got a young player. And that was how the journey began. I traveled all the way from Zara to Jos. I signed for Plateau United after the training section, because they were on screening then, about over 500 players in that screening ground that day. Just after the first 30 minutes, the man just walked up to me that, oh, I'm very, very pleased with what I saw. Exactly the testimony the person that scouted you saw, that is the exact stuff I've come to display. That is glad to tell me now that I've been picked. I said, really? So easy like this? I said, okay, thank God. And the next thing, they started negotiating on how to register me, and talked about sign-on fee. Then I said, first time, I was like, sign off your all those stuff. I said, okay. And we started the journey. I had a brilliant season with Plateau United. And from there, the Premier side walked towards me. Adama United, I played. After that season, Kwara United saw me after playing home and away, and with my name behind, they were chanting like, Yoruba boy, come back home, all those stuff. And that was how, and luckily for me, the person that was to take over the new season that they were inviting me to come now happened to be late Kafar Alabi. I always see him because then he handles national team under 23, and he saw me play match. Like they invited me to come to academy. Then he was handling academy when he saw me before all those stuff. He did everything to secure my service with the team then, but to not have it. So he gave up. So immediately he took over Kwara United, and they were all those talks that, oh, there is this left back, whoa, from Adama United. He came to play against us. The concluded season and all that. He said, how? What is his name? Immediately the man just called me because he collected my number then. So when he called me, I never knew because I didn't store his number. So he said, is this Juwon Oshaniwa? I said, yes, sir. He said, because it was off season. So preparing for new season. So he now said, okay, where are you at the moment? I said, I'm at home in Zaria with my family, preparing for another season. So would you like to play Continental for Kwara United? I said, that's massive. I said, yes. With the likes of Edepiri, Amafel, late Sani Abacha, Abdu Issa, all these guys, Ladi Gaspar, Ijaya Lukman, Shegun Atere, all these big names I used to hear about. So this is massive. I said, okay. Yes. He said, okay, first thing tomorrow, find your way to Ilorin. I said, okay, sir, we join you tomorrow. That was how I made my way rather to Ilorin, capital of Kwara State. And after the training section, the rest is story. So it was just I actually had a brilliant journey to stardom. Like I had a brilliant journey to greatness in football. That is just it. Like God shows me that favor because I wouldn't say I'm the best all through the journey. But it's a different thing that you're working at. It's a different thing that atom of luck, that atom of God factor is placed on your hard work. That is what gives you or make things easy for you. So that is how my journey began.
Amazing. Fantastic story, considering the fact that somebody saw you somewhere, just identified you, recommended you to somebody else, and within 30 minutes, the person just liked that.
From there. That's
amazing. And when all this is happening, how did you tell your family that, they don't sign me, I'm going to go and play league? How did you break the news to them?
I told you, like, at the onset, the thing is, you go school, I want you to be a doctor, I want you to do, you are so brainy, all that, but the fast remain, because I'm the baby of the house, just siblings of, I've got siblings of 3 plus me 4, and I'm the baby of the house, and all of them just want me, school. But as God will have it, school wouldn't be the path to success, but football turned around to be the path for me. So after that trip, because I left Zaria for Jos without telling them the place that I was actually going to. That is just it. And after returning back, I came back with 100,000. That, like, after 2 days, I went for that trial, that screening trial with Plateau United. Because immediately, I told you, the coach already pencil my name down with his team, and said, okay, I should wait for the chairman of the club, Chris Giwa. They will take me to the clubhouse, then I will go and do necessary documentation before I leave, because I told them that I need to go to Zaria to let them know my whereabouts and whatever. And I said, no problem, just you have to go. So immediately the chairman came in 5:04. We left. it took me. I was so proud to say, oh, I was the first player that penned that season for Plateau United. That, oh, you already got club to play and all that. So when we got to the clubhouse, the man said, oh, the head coach said he wants you. The other coach too. They said the performance that they saw was very good and all that. And he said, so how are they going to clear you? Me, all those terms are strange to me. I wasn't playing in a club and all that. So I had to call the person that asking me, well, how do I go about it? He said, actually, they're just things that represent in those kind of tournament that they play in that area. So he said, okay, you just go there, then we just write something like, oh, these are player. Yeah. I said, okay. So they said, how much will they demand? I said, I don't know. He said, I should just tell them 100,000. And there, cash, they brought 100,000, give me. I was like looking, how? How do I go about this? So I went to the man to meet him at home that, oh, look at what they gave me. They've given me the money. He said, the two man and God, what that man just said, go back to your parents in Zaria and give them to bless you. And I did exact that. When I got to Zaria, I met with them. I said, see. By God's grace, when they are done with the whole screening stuff, you will see publicity in sports, newspaper sports stuff. Then you will see my name too there and all that. So my parents, my mom, my family, they were happy like, wow, what is happening? I said, this is what they gave to me. Oh, whoa. And the man that connected me to the coach, this is what he said. And they prayed for me, and that is all. The rest is story.
Wow.
The rest is story. Yeah.
Amazing. So this man that scouted you, he didn't even ask you to give him anything. He didn't say you should give him out of the money. He just said, take it to your parents.
Honestly, he never asked me anything. Neither did he took any penny out of this 100,000 that was given to me that day. I told you the words that came out of his mouth is, take this stuff, this money to your parents and let them bless you. The journey of professional football has just begun in your life. I said, wow. And that is just it.
Amazing. So when you eventually now joined Kwara United, now you are in the big league. You are playing with the big boys. How easy or difficult was it for you to step up to that level? Because that's the highest level of football in Nigeria. Was it easy for you?
Honestly speaking, it's a big challenge for me because arriving at Kwara United, where I met 3 times winner with Eyimba, Okemiri. I can't remember his first name, but Okemiri, he played left back. Ben Daniels. Then I have one other person that I met there. So with me is the 4th person in that position. But my first training section, I started as a left back. Then the gaffer walked towards me. After some minutes, he said, I should go 11. Like I should play ahead of the left back. Then he brought in somebody. And it was perfect. In fact, in that training section, I scored because I've got good shots as well. So, but very, very energetic. So I can run all the names of the field. I just always I've got these gods no. I just want to make it. You could see the hunger in me. Forget about the talents now deposited in me, but the hunger that this boy wants to become somebody. Honestly speaking, I can run 90 minutes plus without showing you, oh, I'm tired, whatever. And that it is never said that I don't want to lose. I just want to come out victorious. In as much as you've got some games that you will lose or you will draw, yeah, I take it in good faith. But I'm that kind of person that I don't want to choose that part of losing. I always want, if it is 3 possible outcome, my own possible outcome is winning. Yeah, if other one
Mm.
comes, I'm not a bitter loser. I take it in a good faith and get myself fixed up for the next challenge. So saying these big names, in fact, I don't use it as something that is going to like terrify me or weigh me down, but I use it as a moral booster that, again, I am good, equally good to be. Yeah, they already made their own
Mm.
name in the league. Then I can as well join them. And that was why, in fact, I did
Mm.
not play more than one season before Lobby Star got me, and they were to pay me double because then there is this sign-on fee of a thing per year. In fact, double. When I saw, oh wow, the offer, I said, okay, I'm coming to play for you guys. And that was how I moved
Mm.
to Lobby Star of Makodi. From Lobby Star of Makodi, I had an injury that kept me out. That was the bad part of my journey. Yeah, that I almost gave up like playing because it kept me almost 9 months out of the 10 months of the season. Like
Yeah.
that was the darkest moment of my journey before I got to that peak of my career.
And since you mentioned it now, I'm going to have
Yeah.
to ask you because people that will be watching now, they'll be wondering. So you said Lobby Stars doubled your money. I don't know if you want to tell us, but playing in the NPFL, you played many years ago, times are different now. But what kind of money were you making back then in the NPFL?
Good money, because then you could comfortably afford good car. When you come to our accounts, you see, because you have a sign-on fee. And after that having a sign-on fee, you've got your salaries. After salaries, you've got traveling allowances. After those traveling allowances, you've got match bonuses. If you win home, if you win away, if you draw away, all those things. Only lost that you are not entitled to any bonus. But you're traveling, you
Mm.
all those things, you have those allowances. Then life is good, the economy is good. Like how much?
Mm.
And then you could say, oh, you are collecting salary of 75, of 80, of 50,000 or thereabouts. And you got a sign-on fee of 4 million, 3 million, 2.5. Come on. Like that one is coming
Mm.
separate. So you could
Mm.
like it's a cool. And how much is car then? You could buy car like my first car that I bought while I was in Kwara United. I think I bought it how much? 600 and something. And good
Mm.
car, sports car. So then we're living very, very far. In fact, we are living very, very fine. You could get your home like
Mm.
well furnished, like wear dress. You could go on shopping, use a big phone, all those things. That is
Mm.
just it. How good it is.
Yeah.
Honestly
Well,
speaking, like
well,
ah, the journey is fine, fine, fine.
amazing, amazing. And if there's any young person that's watching this now, maybe some of these Gen Zs might not have got to watch you play. Maybe the person only started watching Nigerian football in recent years. Just quickly tell us what kind of player were you back in the day? How did you describe yourself as a footballer back then?
I think my mentor then, or someone that I look up to then, because I'm a fan of Gunners. And those
Mm.
time I always say, oh, Ashley Cole, because then he's the one playing the left back of Arsenal. And the way this guy, the way he runs that line, he's not a
Mm.
big guy. He's not a big guy in sizes, but the facts remains. You cannot just pass through him. He will always give you that fight of your life. And before you know it, all through that line, he run that line as if he walks in his bedroom. Honestly, and that is the kind of spirit that I've inculcated. That never say die. You see me, whenever I mount the pitch, there's this kind of thinking on me like I'm just the best on the field. You see me, I fight for every ball. And very Nike person. Sometimes I will finish match, I will like now reminiscing, like having a flashback rather of what transpired in the course of the game. I'm like, are you the one that do this thing? How were you able to stop this guy? How big he is? And you know, then those attackers you face, those midfielders, you see them with sizes. You can imagine you're playing against Enyimba or any good Rangers. Teams from East, you see, they literally sign big guys that even their stature is terrifying. So sometimes I look at myself like, oh, how do you come out of it? But the fact remains, I've got the goals, I've got the mind, and I work hard. I work hard. That is just it. Personal training, when breaks are being given, you just see me, I just go on the road. There is this thing that we call road walk. I go on the road, jog, come back, just always keep myself fit. Because I just always want to be the best in every game I play. Yeah, it is not possible. You understand? Sometimes you cannot go like this all the time in football game. But sometimes, even if at all you are not going up, maintain your last position. But don't just drop completely. That's why you see some people with some analysis. Analysts, they will say this player is not consistent. Today he is good, tomorrow, and you cannot go far with this kind of homemade. So you need me. What I already programmed upstairs is, even if I'm not going to go up in my next game, then let me maintain that position of perfection that I was in the last game. Yeah, that is it.
Amazing. Okay, let's move forward very quickly. Let's go abroad. By 2012, you established yourself in the NPFL, and then eventually you took your talents to Israel. Can I ask you, how did that happen? Who saw you? How did you get to Israel from Nigeria?
I will return my sincere appreciation to late Stephen Keshi, aka the Big Bulls, my father, because immediately he secured that job to be in charge of the Super Eagle again. The first statement of his is he wants to build the team around the home base, like having his team mixed up with the home base. And the first thing he did was he invited about 54 players, LP, Nigeria football league players, 54 of us then, to come here in Abuja. And after that course training section, that is how I broke into the team, into his mind. I don't know how the color came up, but I knew the criteria they used was going all through the league then and pick like 2, 3, 4 players from best player, because they are best in their positions. Then they pick and bring every one of us, the likes of Umba, Kola, Nubi, Agbin, Obabona, Ruben, Gabriel, Ejike Zoe, Azubike, Uche Kalu from Enyimba, all of us like that, brought every one of us together. And that is just the end of the story. After that camping stuff, then I broke into the national team, not just home base now, broke into the Super Eagle A, even as a domestic league player, playing with Sharks then. And because I made my debut World Cup qualifier, then it's Calabar that we're using against is it Malawi? Yeah, Malawi. No, Namibia.
No, I think Namibia, yes.
Yeah, 1-0.
But didn't you just to be sure, didn't you make your debut against Liberia in a friendly?
No. I mean competitively.
Okay, competitive. Okay.
Yes. Because I played against I play a lot of friendly games. Keshi organized a lot of friendly games for with the home base. We played Egypt, the likes of Abu Trika, Goma, this right back that play for Aston Villa. Those guys then in Egypt, Nigeria, Egypt, in Dubai. I played against Peru. A lot of friendly games. Angola here in Abuja. Big games, big games that prepared us for the tax ahead that the big boss want to use us for. So it was very, very good. After our game, I think it's Nations Cup qualifier in Liberia. After that very game, awesome game that we had there, it was me that played that game, that played 90 minutes. Echejile was on the bench. So I played very well. Returning back home, if Yambu said their club manager wants, and already I have a lot of offer there, even in social in France. Oh, then we're coming like agents. We're just in my DM trying to get get my attention so I could work with them, that they've got something to bring on the table for me and all that. And being a young boy that I just want to move, not that I'm desperate to move then, no, because I'm very, very fine in the Nigeria league. But it's everybody's desire to go higher. So I said, no problem. Immediately we resumed, even from the flight. If Ambrose he showed me the message of their club president just talking about me. Whoa, that the agent working with them that started in for the club is already on my matter, watching every progress of mine with the national team, and that they will like to have me. And then if Ambrose, Celtic has already shown interest, so he's leaving Ashdod FC for Scotland. So I said, oh, if this guy is moving, definitely this place is a stepping stone for me as well. So that was what, in fact, my visa to Israel that day, I didn't even travel to Kaduna to tell my parents that I'm leaving Nigeria. Just immediately we arrived Abuja, then we bought another aircraft to Lagos. We journeyed to Israel, and on arrival, they stamped me in straight up medicals. In fact, I got to Israel Tuesday. I did medical on Wednesday. Then I played game. I played game midweek on Thursday against Beta Jerusalem that we won. I think we won 2-0, 1-0. But I played the match, full 90 minutes. So that was how the journey of everything started.
Quick, no time to rest. But you won that game 2-1 on your debut, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, you moved to Israel, and I think you had, in your first season, you had a good time there. You played 16 games, in the league, if I'm not mistaken. In the next season as well, you played 20 games in league. But by your third season, I think you had injuries or something, but you were only able to play 11 games in that season. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I can't just keep those stats on my head, but it's actually 3 seasons. Yeah, I had some injury cases, and the number of the team. I think we are 12 in number. Yeah, I think we should be 12 on the log, like competing for the season. I think we're 12. Yeah, sometimes we play ourselves like so. I had a brilliant journey then, and after Nations Cup and the World Cup, offers came in. I want to go. So little issue, but I just feel like I really want to go. They were holding on to me a lot. Immediately after that World Cup self, they just increased my price tag, of which I had to even quarrel with my agent and no, I'm not an attacker. You cannot put this price tag on me just because I went to World Cup and I had a brilliant tournament there. No. Things are not done that way. You need to let me go. I'm still young. I'm still working towards greatness, and I've got a long way to go in this career. So forget about what I've achieved for now. Being the champion of the continent, 2013 and all that. No. So we drag it. I had to come to Nigeria. And here in Nigeria, they just gave up like, oh, his mind is already made up. And that is how they said, okay, if you're able to get club to come and get it, no problem. So, and our agent spoke with me. Ladi Salami is a big agent as well. He managed, he's part of the team that works with John Igalo as well. Isaac Success, Ekpeazu, Uche, all those guys. Dele, this guy in Lazio, and all that. So he spoke with me. I got his message. He said, "Oh, we like to play in UK." I said, "Of course, yes." He said, "Okay, I'll get a div for you." I said, "No, wala." He said,
Mm.
"Hearts." I said, "Wow." I check their stuff. I said, "It's equally big team as well in SPL, like Scottish Premier League." I said, "Oh, it's fine. Will be coming as well. I'll be glad to come." And they made all necessary documents to bring me, getting the resident permit. Dude, they did everything, and I joined the team without preseason. I flew down, played. I think I played almost 12 games before I now had hamstring without preseason.
Mm.
And that actual season, we came out, we got UEFA slot and the best defensive team of that season, where you have Celtic and all that. So it's cool journey for me as well. Yeah, it's cool journey.
How did you find the life in Scotland? You know, the weather, the lifestyle, you know, is very different from Nigeria or Israel. How did you find that?
Wow, 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 wow. Very, very hard for me to cope. But this is the kind of life that we live as a footballer or that we come across sometimes, because it's all
Mm.
about movement. You understand? Today you are here, tomorrow you are there. And the weather that you come across here, obviously is not going to be the same weather you will come across over there. Israel weather is kind of lacking to maybe the cold weather of Nigeria. So, and I was able to play in the coldest part of Nigeria, talking about Plateau. So
Yeah.
I was able to cope easily with the Israeli club. So, but moving further to Scotland, wow, it's a northern part of UK to say. So it is more colder than London South. So it's very, very cold. And sometimes you see the weather windy, raining, and at the same time snowing. It's up. In fact, there was one game I can't forget. That game, I think I only played 45 minutes. I didn't come out for the
The second half.
second half. I think it's against
Dundee
who is
United?
it? No, 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 no. Motherwell in their home.
Mm.
I can't feel my feet. I can't open my mouth. In fact, you're talking to me on the pitch. It's windy. It's snoring. It's raining at the same time. I can't. I'm shit of myself all through that 45 minutes. Well, I just managed
Mm.
because of the experience I've got. I made my playing simple. When I get the ball, pass, just move to space. But defending, like, the gaffer was
Mm.
asking me like, how? Big man, will you be able to I said, no, 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 I can't. I can't. I had
Mm.
to stay in the dressing room till that whole full time was brought to an end. That the rest player walked into the dressing room to me too. It was difficult for me. It was
Uh,
difficult for me. And then speaking.
okay, so in your first season, you played 25 games for
Yeah.
Hearts. But then the next season, you didn't play. You know, what's happened? Like, did something happen with the coach, with the team? Like, how come all of a sudden you were not playing for Hearts anymore?
Yeah, I actually can't tell, but that is a change with the godfather that brought me into Hearts. He left, and you understand, different coaches with their own philosophy and how they want their
Mm.
players to be. It is now the work of the player to try to adapt to that model of operandi of the new boss. But I think
Mm.
they we just don't get along with the new person that took over the other coach, the coach that initially brought me to the club. So that was how the whole thing went south. But it's
Wow.
fine. It's fine.
Mm.
It's cool. It's kind of story
Wow.
that I always move ahead. Like once
Mm.
it's happened, then I already whipped it behind and that's just it.
Let's move on. Let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Yeah, yeah,
You earned your first call up in 2012. You already spoke about that. You
yeah,
were a home based player at the time. And
yeah,
then you were selected for the squad going to the Africa Cup of Nations in 2013.
yes.
Now you are in that team that includes so many superstars, so many Nigerian legends of today. You know, how did you feel? Because you said, like, again, you're a home-based player, then you go abroad. Now you're playing at the AFCON. You have so many of these guys in the same dressing room with you, training with them every day. How was that feeling?
Like I said, I return all the praise back to the big boss, the kind of wisdom God gave to him, and the kind of atmosphere he created when taking the job. So there is this thing that he already built inside us, and that confidence is enough. Because me coming to AFCON camp or joining the AFCON team, I return as a foreign base because I left Nigeria shore for Europe, September 8th. Yeah, September 8th. Yeah, yeah. Something of that nature. 2012. So the list for the final AFCON stuff came out, I think, December. So I'm already playing week in, week out in Israel, competing against the likes of Maccabi Haifa, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Apoel Beersheva, and the rest of them, Treshimonia, Better Jerusalem. So all those stuffs, I look at everybody and the atmosphere that the big boss is already created is the kind of atmosphere that no big man is in, no
Mm.
superiorism, no, oh, I play in Chelsea, oh, I play in Villarreal, oh, I play in Fenerbahce. That he created this atmosphere that tells all of us are equal. Captain Yobo addressed speech to all of us. He said, see, forget about the club this person is playing. You are no longer home based. This is Super Eagle here.
Mm.
Irrespective of you playing in domestic league, we are all one here. Call everyone by name. Interact, we hit together. We're just like a unit. And that is one of those force, like one of our strong force that made us come out victorious and came out as the champion of the continent in 2013. There is this cohesiveness, this togetherness. When it comes to telling each other, fighting each other for success, you will see everybody. You see someone that sleep together, like your roommate, shouting on, we fight on the field. Our training, if you see our training, honestly speaking, bro, you're like, where is this thing coming from? In fact, our last training before Heartbreak Coast, KST had to stop the training because of the intensity, the
Mm.
aggressiveness of that training section. He stopped the training after 20 minutes. He was so angry. Everybody go back. Let's go back to the hotel. Because he said, what is this? This is the last training to our must-win game. Quarterfinal against Abricos, the likes of Yaya Toure, Kolotore, Didier Drogba, Givino, Solomon Kalou, Chekeote, Didier Zakora, Tieni, Eboye. All these guys. But you know what? We walked into the car. We came out for dinner, just looking, being focused, waiting for what is going to come, just looking towards what is going to come and be the outcome. We're so confident of ourselves coming out victorious that day. And that is it. So there is no inferiority complex in the team. Talking about those coming as a home base because of the atmosphere that like the gaffer has already laid, you understand, on ground.
Yeah.
So we are just being confident of ourselves. Like if you find yourself in that squad, you know you are good. That is just it. And you could see that the likes of Sunday Umba, he did not start. First 2 games, he did not start. He was introduced or injected into the team after 3 games, right? Or the 3rd game. And before you know it, our magician. And that has
Let me
always
ask.
been the way we play. That is our zone base. That is how we play. So that is it.
Let me ask you, for yourself now, you were on the bench for majority of the tournaments, but then
Yes.
in the final, you had to come off the bench to replace Erasne Chejile. And
Yeah.
in fact, you are the first player at the time, you were the first player to make his AFCON debut in the final.
Yeah.
So when the coach called you on, were you confident or were you a little bit nervous that I never play now for final where you can't put me? How did you feel coming on in that one?
Going back to what I just said earlier, because of the thing that is already deposited in me, the confidence that the gaffer himself is already got in me. So, it's difficult for you to just bring in one that has not played in that level into a final. In fact, he will prefer like, oh, should I convert one that has got experience so he should come and play? But because of the confidence he's got in all the domestic player that he brought on board, he knew no time I call upon these guys, they will always deliver. And that minute, I think it should be 72 minutes also. No warm up, nothing. No warm up. Immediately this guy struck ground. Ederson de Chejile. It was like, Jake, get up. And immediately I was just like, we already won go up. What was in my mind then was, it is now or never. This is the time to put my name at Guinness Book of Record of Nigeria. And not just Nigeria, Africa continent as a champion. So I must just take it. Being a debutant, I must just take it. And that is just it. It is now or never. So inside me, I'm just like, I'm going in there to do everything I can to make sure no any flaws coming from my side. And I will play well for my guy that just came off the pitch for me. So as he's going to be proud of me as well. Like, oh, we wouldn't have any cause to regret. Like, oh, if not for this guy that I just like, it is now my home turn. Because Ederson Chechile has already established himself in the national team. So he's just on me like, okay, it is my home time now. Let me grab it. Now or never. So that is just
And
what came on me as I was proceeding into the game.
and when the final whistle blows, you've won the game. The Super Eagles are the champions of Africa. What is the first thing that is going through your mind? What are you telling yourself? How are you feeling?
I'm now African champion, AFCON winner, gold medalist. In fact, I was like, I don't even know how to celebrate. In fact, as I was talking to you, even to get the trophy, I think even the picture that I had with the trophy was in the dressing room because I just don't know a lot on my mind. Is it me that was born? I was just imagining the journey came from poor background, no connection. Everything was just coming, a flashback of the journey. Like, how did I got here? How did I got here? It can only be God. It can only be God factor because it is even beyond my own imagination. Like I told you, it is not like all of, the population over 200 million. So we 23, we are 23 man squad that represented this great nation in football in that very African major tournament. It doesn't mean we are the best. No. But the load, the staff was given to us and we represented well and we never disappointed. Make our country proud and honestly speaking, brought out the color of diversity of African talents, culture, and all that. I said, oof. All I've just got to say then was, God, thank you. I was like just
Mm,
appreciating God. So I didn't even care, like, go get trophy. Snap now, so that you self will get. Later, when we got into the dressing room, that everything was, I suppose even snap with this thing, oh. That was when
mm,
it now dawned on me. I tried, okay, let me give me trophy, make me my snap. And I took
mm.
my snapshot with it. But it's fine. It's great achievement that I cannot but just return all the glory back to God.
Amazing, amazing. Next up is the
Yeah.
2014 World Cup in Brazil. Now you are representing your country at the biggest stage. You were not a starter at the AFCON, but you go to the World Cup. Eras Nechejile is out, and you are the starting left back at the World Cup. Tell me, tell us, because me, I've never played in World Cup before. What is that like?
Honestly speaking, while we are standing at the tunnel, about to walk out to the pitch, to kickstart the first match of the group against Iran, I almost cry. I almost share that tear of joy. Just only the sound, the roaring of the stadium. Looking at the stage, the ball right before me, the referee, I was just like, so the World Cup that while we're young, we see our father, we see our brothers, they want to go watch our neighbor, all those stuff. So this was the World Cup that I am now standing to walk out to go represent my dear nation. And not just that, believing that over 20, over 200 million people, joy now lies on my hand. Like, just go out, go make us proud. And when it comes to football, that is the only time that you see Nigeria unite. Irrespective of where you originated from, ethnic group, where you come from, that is where you see everybody in one sport just shouting Super Eagle. Just one common goal, bringing everyone together. Victory for Super Eagle. So it's something that got hold of my emotion, and I just take it from that angle of now I need to prove that yes, I
Mm,
am ripe for it. I am ripe. I'm ripe for the task. So I must go play. And like I told you, the trust the gaffer is got and built in us. So I just go there, do my thing. I initially, because I must be frank with you, I was kind of tensed at a point, where those thoughts like, so it is me now that I want to play World Cup over 60,000 capacity, a stadium and all that. And I was like, okay, this is what you do, Juwon. You are a champion, African champion. You play in Africa continent, and football is same language everywhere. So just feel free, play your thing, enjoy yourself, so that people watching you can enjoy you. And
mm,
immediately I walked there, that is what I did. I didn't start with complex things. You understand? Trying to impress anybody. I just go there as this is Juwon Oshaniwa. I just want to do my thing. So I
mm,
started by doing those things simple. I get the ball, pass, I close my man. Just make sure I just do the right thing first. Then when I
yeah.
start to grow into the game proper, then I start to do my thing, run over, dribble,
Mm,
do those cross, go, do whatsoever I want to do then. And at the
mm.
end of it, I came out
Wow.
with my head
Amazing.
up.
Amazing. And I'll just fast forward, we played Iran, like you mentioned. We played two other games, won, drew one, lost one. We qualified
Yeah,
for the next round. And anybody that watched it cannot forget, we were playing against France. A
yeah.
very strong French squad, Benzema, Valbuena, Giroud, Pogba, so many fantastic players in that French squad.
Matuidi,
Yes,
Varane,
yes.
Koscielny,
Yes. Fantastic,
Debuchy,
Larissa.
Patrick
Oh,
Evra.
yes. So playing that game against France, losing that game 2-0. Now we're out of the tournament. Overall, how did you feel that you had performed as a player And how did you feel that the team had performed at that World Cup?
Yeah, we performed very well, absolutely well. That is this kind of I even have the newspaper copy that they sent. I think 5 best player, Super Eagle player in 2014. My name was there, and even that very game against France that we were eliminated. The score, this live score, whatever, in that very particular game, I was ahead of, I think I was scored 7 point something or 8 to Patrick Evras. I think he was scored 5 or so. And that because he's the one playing opposite side and all that. But if that game were to be now that VAR works, honestly speaking, we would have won them at ease. Because the goal of Osas Odewenge was nothing but clear goal. Why the lineman disqualified the goal? We went back to the hotel room. We were watching that stuff. In fact, listening to analysis there in the hotel. They were like, no reason why that goal should be chalked off. And goal is power. There is no how. With the way we started our game, the way we were dominating the game even before our defensive midfielder was injured and taken out of the game deliberately without red card. For sure, if it was to be now, Matuidi will be off the pitch. That goal that Osas Odewenge scored would have stand. And for sure that day, we are winning that game. Crossing. Maybe be the first team to cross from that quarterfinal axis, because that is just what I'm looking forward to. But the fact remains, we were eliminated. The scoreline did not tell the actual stuff that went on in the course of the game. But it's a great game that I was so proud of the team, individually and collectively as a team.
Amazing. And you tell the story very well. Yes, in 2026, if this game was played, things would have been different. Things would have been different.
Sure.
You mentioned Ogenyo Nazi getting injured in that game. That injury that was so significant even for the course of
Yes, because we were dominating that game. Like Onazi was doing the good job, doing the dirty work, while Mikel was just doing his things and doing his human job. And then Osazo Odewenge, form of his life, just roving everywhere. Then Almighty Ahmed Musa. Oh my God, I always call him Almighty Ahmed Musa because my guy, I enjoy the way he plays, the way he runs us through the flank, and all that. And of course, the boo of our time is Dominique. You know how he will tell you, just put the ball. I want to run this defense down. I want to run them. So honestly speaking, if it were to be now, for sure, we are going through instead of French team.
Okay, let's talk about today. Let's talk about the current Super Eagles. At the left back position, we have Zedu Sanusi, we have Bruno Oyemechi. When you watch these guys play, even at the recent Africa Cup of Nations, what do you think about them now playing that position that you played before?
Yeah, it's good. Honestly speaking, generally the team did not start well. And there are ways we conceive those goals. You wouldn't just force the defense line alone. It is general stuff, because before they could attack you, they started their attacking from their defense line. So definitely you have a line of your own attack that needed to prevent them, and the lines of your midfield line that needed to prevent their own transition movement. Then finally you have our defense line, of which it's collective team as a team. You wouldn't say, oh, probably it is left back position, or if everyone is going to sit up and do their own job, they will come out well. And that is what they did when they started growing into it's a tournament. So they did not start well, but immediately after the second game, their third game, we could see this cohesiveness, understanding, and this gap up. We must return all this praise back to him. He did a fantastic job. Trying, you could see the like of Alex Iwobi playing the best football of his life, and for Nigeria, even in the club side. those performances that he put in this concluded tournament, for me, amazing. And Kevin Bassi, of course, we know Osimhen will always do his thing well. Just give him the ball, he will always put it. Because he played as a number 9, and what number 9 needs to do, he do it. Just be there, let your presence be felt there, and all that. So from the left back, as you say, I would say it's general stuff that they need to do together. So I wouldn't say no why they were having issue in the first game or second game. It's the left side. No. But after those first 2 games, the third game, Emichi growing into the tournament, you could see how he pocket, what was he called? Diaz Ibrahim, the Real Madrid player that was having a great tournament proud to that day, but he pocketed him like just, in fact, after the game, we were looking for him in the pocket of AMH. So brilliant job. Those lads did. It's fantastic job. I'm proud of them. But there is always a room for improvement.
Yeah. And you were a home-based player when you first started with the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it is so hard for home-based players to get into the team. And honestly, some of the ones that have been called up in recent times, they did not really perform for them to maintain their spot in the team. And maybe the coach did not call them again. Why do you think this is the case? Why is it like, it seems as if the players in the league today are not on the level of the players that were in the league? Or maybe the light is too bright. Why do you think it is now difficult for home-based players to come into the team and to keep a spot in the team?
A lot has happened from our time to where we are, because it is not the league that we used to have that we have now. That is just it. The domestic league, a lot needed to be put in shape, in place, and a lot needed to be done administratively. The administrative aspects is something that we really need to go into, because now what people just focus about now is just academy now. Yeah, I'm a product of grassroots. Yes, like I started from scratch, but the truth remains, as you build in the grassroots, the same thing, a lot needed to be invested into the league, whereby you take the proper care of this player, talking about the welfare of them, talking about their mobility, talking about a lot of, like our time. That I just told you earlier of our charts today that we've got sign on fee, we've got all these bonuses, we've got. Yeah, I know it is not the kind of stadium, the kind of ground we want to be playing, but at least it is good stuff that we still benefit. And now, this player, how can they have this confidence where you barely even see this player enjoying themselves? So where is the confidence that they are going to now have while they are being called upon to match with the foreign base, the likes of Osimhen coming from Europe, Lukman coming from Europe? They'll be looking at them, looking at their leg. So it takes player with guts to overcome all those stuffs. Let's be realistic. Me, I'm just coming from the angle of our administrators need to do a lot, put a lot into our domestic league. No publicity. How are we doing in the continent? I was watching the match, the continental match, Mamelodi Sundowns and Remo. You could see, how can they even beat them? And Remo is supposed to be the team that is even trying, because the owner has got the business orientation for the game. Then tell me how many stadiums we've got. No publicity. You could see the kind of publicity that South Africa have in their league. Some of their players, they don't care to go abroad. Even some of our players that signed there sometimes ago, Inda was saying the Orlando Pirates player, I think maybe former player. He was granting an interview saying he is very comfortable. And that time that I was telling you, I didn't make my move to Europe because I was desperate. No, because I knew if I need to move, I am not going for trials. And if I'm leaving, I should be able to like, okay, this is what I'm living for. All those things, they are no longer in place in the league. Is the league interesting? No. No. That is just the truth. It's the bitter truth. Because I'm a product of domestic league, of course, my heart bleeds that none of these boys were part of the team. And you cannot fault the gaffer for this. Because he led them to, is it Chan? And you see the way they hardly even came out of the group. And you could see their performance, very shambolic performance they put up. So will you be able to put on if you're every gaffer wants results? So if you must drop a foreign base for a domestic player, then you should be able to put your money on him that, no, this person is going there. I know, I told you, the kind of confidence this man is got on us. Some players coming from abroad, they fear themselves to come join us. This one is the kind of a confession that one of the four, I don't want to call it, during our time, he said, anytime they are coming, this one, between man and God, I'm telling you this, that there is this fear of not losing their sport. And this person, this player then, he's already established himself in the team. He was telling me, that is to tell you the kind of, you need to see our training section. Sometimes if I will do something with ball, 80K zone, you will do some things with ball. The confidence that this guy control the defense now, what was he called? Obabona or Azubike. You see the way, the confidence, we try to play from behind. Our match, I have someone to send me the video of our match against Egypt and that of Peru. Honestly speaking, you need to see the way we play football. You think these guys are foreign base. We're starting from behind. We just started before, you know, the only person that did not play that their match that was excluded was that their goalkeeper. I don't know. They said he's got knocked, but he was, in fact, he had to be, Mba was telling me that he was even, the way he talks to, before you know Mba is already scored there. Like he has gone to score there. I think we played 3-2 or 2-2. I can't remember the outcome of the game. Brilliant
I think
game.
it was.
Honestly speaking. So we were having a chat with one of this period player, and we were like, I was like, so if you're being called upon now to represent our nation, Super Eagle, he said, no, I'm not. I'm not up to. I look at him, and this guy is being in the business of playing Nigeria League at least 4 or 5 years. So you can just imagine the kind of mindset he's got that he cannot play. And this guy, he could play. I know he's got talent. In fact, he went to play for under 20. So I look at this boy. I said, can you imagine? So honestly speaking, I think the solution is a lot of things needs to be put in place. Most especially, a lot of investment into this, our league, our domestic league. That is just it. Before we be talking about, they want to represent Nigeria. A lot needs to be done.
Yeah, very well said. Very well said. I can see the passion that you have for the local league because that's where you started from, you know. And hopefully, you know, we all pray that the league will be able to go back to the days where it was good and people were actually interested. You know, people did not have to leave. By God's grace, we'll get there.
They should just put amen, but not everything prayer. Put the right people, channel the right energy in place, and let's start. Let's even start. We're not, see, Morocco today, they did not just attain that level.
Yeah.
They have picture of where they were going. What you don't see, you can't attain. Oh, okay, this is what we want. But all this corruption, selfishness, all those things, come on. You are killing the football. You are killing the football. So what is the hope of the domestic player if you cannot represent your nation?
Oh, very well said. Very well said. One more question that I want to ask you about the Super Eagles. You
Okay.
were a part of the last team of the Super Eagles to win the AFCON in
Yeah.
2013. Since then, we did not qualify for two. We won the bronze medal in 2019. We
Yeah.
got a silver in 2023. And then now we got bronze again in this last one, 2025 edition. What do you think we need to do to win this AFCON again?
I think this man is in the right course because there is this cry ever since Stephen Keshi left. We've been firing and hiring, trying to get the right gaffer. And for me, I think we finally got one. That is just it.
Mm,
I see Stephen Keshi in Eric Chell trying
mm,
to blend player. It is not just having squad. It is not just having talents, but how do you put them together? And that is what lots of Man U were facing. Is this
mm,
squad not the same squad that Amorim bought? just introduction of only one player changed the whole story of Man U team. Man U
mm,
team now start to look like Man U before that. Don't worry, even while you are you are scoring them, they still have something to deliver. So
mm,
I think there is this thing in this
mm,
present Gaffer that we have started the journey because the last games that we played, yeah, unfortunately for the team, they were eliminated via penalty shootout. And when it comes to that, it's no man's fault again. And that one has come, it has gone. So how do we go ahead? We start by keeping this man. Make sure the atmosphere, all that is needed is put in place. Try to correct all those wrongs that has been eating that NFF. Just put the right thing in place. Do the right thing and work
mm.
end to end with this man, this present gaffer. I think he's going to build at the end. He's going to end up and to win something because it shows me something. I start to see Super Eagle that have identity in their play.
Right.
You could see us starting it even from behind. You could see Kevin Bassett trying to bring the best of these same players out of them. See Kevin Bassett,
Right.
see Osai, what was it called? The boy
Osai
from right
Samuel.
back. You could see, and this little boy that we even lost to injury, Benjamin.
Benjamin
You,
Frederick.
you, you, those boys, you could see them playing, and you could see identity in our playing, starting from behind, go through the wing, bring balls. And now Osimhen starting to find his feet back in the national team with the scoring form that he's got outside there. So that is just it. Can feel that light behind the tunnel of our progression.
All right. Amazing. Moving forward quickly, you returned to Nigeria after playing in Hearts. You came back to Nigeria, you signed with Aqua United in 2018 before eventually, stopping altogether in 2019.
Mm.
Can you just tell us why did you decide to come and play in Nigeria before stopping? Was it a way for you to relaunch your career? Was it a way for you
Yeah,
to
yeah,
just
yeah. I tend
come
to
back to
return
the
back. Yeah, I tend to return back
Mm,
to keep myself playing. I don't just want to stay so that before next offer will come. And of which I was
mm,
playing, then I sustained that injury. That after that injury, I said, no, 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 I can't continue to play with pains using medication like painkiller to play and all that. And I said, no, I can still enjoy myself, do other things because there are more to live
mm.
for after football. And now with my family, my wife, everything. So I'm good. I'm fine.
And when you made that decision to step away, What did that feel like? Something that you've done for so long, you've achieved success, it has brought you notoriety in the country, in Africa, abroad. How did it feel to step away from that?
Honestly speaking, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But what can I do? Football goes with age, football goes with time. And the fact remain, I'm not getting younger, and football is strictly business now. Forget about no, it's
Yeah.
strictly business now. And the age is no longer yeah, I don't want to leave it, but I must accept that fact
Mm,
that no, it's no longer my time. And some people need to come and take the baton. And of course, I'm proud
mm,
of those ones coming behind to take the baton. But the fact remains, it's actually difficult, not easy. What you know how to do best, just wake up Sunday and see that you are no longer there to put smile again. But I'm still in the cycle of the game. That is it. So we are still doing what we know how
mm,
to do, returning back to
mm.
the grassroots, and helping those young lads to grow their dreams.
So if somebody here is watching you and is wondering, what is Juwon Oshaniwa doing today? What can you tell us? What are you involved in today? What are the projects that you're working on?
Yeah, I have my own personal stuff that I still run my business and all that. So I
Mm,
still play the football, like I still go keep fit. If you see me play it now, you're like, how come? You sure say this guy don't wood? But the truth is,
mm,
it's time, and we just need to let it go. So we still play.
mm,
We're still playing. Fine. I'm
mm.
fine.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
And I would ask this: is there anything in your career, anything that you wish you did not do, any regrets, any big lesson that you learned, anything like that?
No. I actually did not regret any actions of mine, any steps I took, because I'm a kind of optimistic person that I always plan my journey and how to go about it. And I did acknowledge the fact that I need that God factor to always direct my steps. So I don't have any reason to regret any step that I take. So everything
Mm,
that I took, I know they work for my home betterment and for my greatness. So no regrets for
all
every
right.
steps and journey of mine.
Let's play a quick game before we wrap up. This game is quick fire. So I'm going to ask you a question and just
Okay,
give me the first answer that comes to your mind.
okay,
Okay.
I'm with you.
Who is the best player? Who is the best player that you've ever played with?
The best player, is it
Yeah.
against or that I play along
No,
with?
no, or your best teammate. Teammate.
Teammate. That is Sondemba for me. I respect
Mm,
the
okay.
talent he's got. Yeah.
Who is the toughest player that you've ever faced?
I would say Nino Messi.
Of course, Messi. All right. What would you say is the best moments of your football career?
When I lifted, or rather when I become the champion of the continent, Africa continent,
Mm,
2013,
okay. What would you say was the worst moment of your career?
was when I sustained that injury.
Who is your favorite coach of all time?
For sure, I'm going for Stephen Keshi, for sure. Late Stephen Keshi, aka the big
Mm,
boss. He's a mentor, he's a father, he's just everything that
mm.
a leader need to have.
Who is your favorite Nigerian player ever?
Favorite, favorite Nigerian ever player. Let me go for Ahmed Musa.
And who is your favorite Nigerian player today?
We have to choose between Lukman and Osimhen, but I will go for Osimhen.
Okay. So yes, and then finally to wrap up, if there's a young boy or maybe a young girl that's listening to you right now, a player in Nigeria that's trying to come up the same way you came up, what's your advice to that person?
You don't shy away from your dream. you go for it, work hard, because before you start talking about the God factor, the grace, the luck, you have to work hard. You need to put in a lot of work. Most especially where there is no enabling environment for you to thrive. You need to work it out. You need to work it out. And how do you work it out? Your dedication, your hard work, your determination, irrespective all the odds. Just, just have it at it. This is what you want to become. This is what I want. Then you go for it.
Amazing. Amazing. Great advice. And it has been a great conversation as well. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me, Mr. Juwon Oshaniwa, MON. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed
Sure,
hearing your
sure. I
story.
did enjoy myself. All pleasure is mine. And we always like to come again with you.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone that has watched and listened to this conversation on the Home of Nigerian Football Podcast. My name is Ayoti. This is EaglesTracker. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.